Hello, I'm Trudy Brookman of Trudy Brookman Attorneys. If you are receiving this video, that is because you are part of the group of clients for whom we are cancelling your VHI membership. Some of you are with My Travolution, which is the successor to VHI, and claiming your money back. I'd like to just take this opportunity to give you a bit of feedback on what is happening. I'm sure many of you must be wondering, what on earth is going on? The months are passing, and what developments have been happening. So to give you a bit of a summary, our firm has been contacted by altogether 39 consumers, clients, who have signed up with either VHI or My Travolution. Of those, we have finished cancelling. It's a two-step process with our firm, and so for almost all of you, we have finished cancelling your contract with VHI or My Travolution, and the second step in the process is now happening, and that is to claim your money back from them for the amounts that you've paid from the beginning when you signed up. That is happening via the National Consumer Commission, which will end up before the National Consumer Tribunal. And how that process works is that they, at the Commission, have an investigator. His name is Mr. VHI Mabuza, and he is investigating VHI and My Travolution on behalf of all of you, but also on behalf of many others who have complained about these organizations, literally going back to 2014. What's been happening is that I follow up with Mr. Mabuza from time to time, and I haven't had a lot of feedback. But what happened recently is that a whistleblower from VHI contacted us. He's quite a senior guy. I'm obviously not going to tell you what his name is because he wishes to remain anonymous. But I set up a meeting between him, because he contacted me, and VHI to feed that information through to the Commission so that they can more effectively, more successfully prosecute this company and get your money back. We had a meeting over Zoom on the 27th of May. These are my notes from that meeting. If you're interested in reading all of the notes, you are most welcome to email us at admin@brookman.co.za, and we can immediately send the notes through to you. Some of it's quite interesting reading. But the bits that I wanted to tell you about is the information that Mr. Mabuza told in the context of this discussion about what his progress is with investigating VHI and then bringing the matter to prosecution before the National Consumer Tribunal. And that hearing, there will be a hearing, and then that will culminate in an order being made telling VHI or My Travolution that they must pay back your money, plus interest, and I'm hoping plus legal fees as well. So what he said was that he has recently had a meeting with an attorney acting for VHI, which is a very good sign. Means that he's progressing well with his investigation and had a lot of questions that he wanted to ask them, that they've had an opportunity to make representations. He says that he asked the whistleblower some information about the bank accounts of VHI, because he says he was investigating not himself, but via the Financial Intelligence Center, whether there isn't possibly tax evasion, money laundering, evasion of the Companies Act rules, or money being moved around in illegal ways by VHI. So that's an interesting aspect which we haven't even dealt with in the firm, and I leave that in their hands. He also mentioned that VHI say that they have 3,000 members. So out of our 39, we have a small proportion. It might be a good idea, if you don't mind doing so, to encourage others who've signed up with them to also join our group so that the legal costs can come down. The more we have in the group, the cheaper the exercise is for all of you to get your money back. Then he says, right at the end of the meeting, this is Mr. Mabuza, I think we need to bring the prosecution to a head now. I'm like, oh, amen. and he explained to us that he was in the process of drafting a report which needed to be finished that Tuesday, so that's already passed. He also subsequently sent me an email saying he submitted his report, told his bosses about the meeting with the whistleblower, and they are very happy and very confident. So it looks as though, I really hope that we will very soon be able to tell you that the prosecution is now going ahead and that the hearing will be happening before the National Consumer Tribunal. Right, in terms of what the next steps are for you, at the tribunal, I think it might be a good idea. I want to just check things out a little bit before we make a decision, but it might be a good idea for us to appoint our own advocate on behalf of the group of 39. So then you're paying 1/39th of what you would otherwise pay for an advocate at the hearing. But I'll run the figures by you and see whether you are happy with that. So because the National Consumer Commission their lawyers aren't so great sometimes before the tribunal, and if we also have a person who can come in and make arguments, then I think we have a stronger chance of succeeding. I think we have a good chance anyway, but with an advocate of our own, and it can be a fairly junior person, so not too expensive, and the cost is shared between the entire group in equal shares. I think that might be a good idea. So watch this space. I'll talk to you further about that in due course. Then, quite an exciting development. I was contacted by Carte Blanche, the TV program, investigative journalism program that is shown on Sunday evenings, to comment on VHI, and they've done a slot which they've recorded. The recording already happened in end of March, early April, but they haven't aired it yet. So it's any day now. The moment that we hear that, and I've been watching them carefully on Facebook, just keeping an eye on what they are going to be airing on this Sunday. The moment that I hear that the program is going to be airing, I'm going to drop you an email to let you know, please record or please watch on Sunday evening, so that you can make sure that you see the program, and if it's possible, I'll share the podcast afterwards with those of you who were not able to watch. So that's the news from my side. Thank you very much for watching the video, and feel free as always to contact us if there are any questions.